What is up, everybody? We are live once again. We skipped out on Super Bowl Sunday because, as popular as we are, as much as you love to see us, we can't stop Bad Bunny's halftime show. Um, so I'm back. I'm Forrest at USAEFC on X, Twitter, whatever it is in your heart. With me, pretty much as always, is
It's Jacob. Hello, everyone. Hi there. Hi, hi.
Jacob. Jacob is back with us again. And we're here to talk Everton. As you know, that's why you're here, because you love the Toffees just like us. And maybe you're American, maybe you're not. It doesn't matter. We're not here to judge. We're just here to talk about our one thing in common. Probably not one thing. The Toffees. Cool. So, what happened this weekend?
So I heard that we won a football game this weekend.
We won.
Can we confirm?
We won again away from home. This team continues to put in performances for the away fans, which is a real treat if you've ever been to an away game and it's been a win. It's very exciting. My first ever match was an away game. That was a win. But yeah, 2-1 against Fulham, against a side that we are fighting for Europe with. We have done the double over Fulham this season now. That is fantastic. I am all for us doing the double over every team we can, especially the ones around us. We got to establish that authority and domination and history of winning against them. I'm hoping we do it against Palace this season as well, which I don't know. Palace are on the struggle bus right now, but we're not here to talk about Palace. So, Jacob, that first half of Fulham.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been better for sure. It was a lot of Jordan Pickford standing on his head doing insane stuff, and honestly, we probably should have been down 3 or 4 goals. It seemed like at halftime we got ran over, and give credit where it's due, because that first half, if you watch it, you would have no chance that we're going to be competitive in the second half. And I don't know what happened, but we buckled down and it seems like we got a little more in shape, a little more flexibility, more solidity at the back. Maybe it looked good. I mean, I felt bad for Mikalenko, honestly, coming back into the lineup, and it's just a really unfortunate own goal. And it's one of those own goals that happens when you're not in great form, and it just feels like stuff's piling. So I was really happy that he got that assist in the second half, a really, really well taken assist as well. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but I thought the second half was great, and I thought when Tyreek George came on, we looked explosive. I think there is a certain level of attacking quality for 20-25 minutes there that I haven't seen a lot.
Yeah.
And it was exciting. It's unbeaten in 5. I don't know if we're keeping track at home. It's unbeaten in 5 games. Dewsbury Hall continues to look fantastic.
Yes. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm hearing Champions League music everywhere I go. It's just in my ear. I'm starting to believe.
I mean, you've got to believe, right? I think we're probably like five points behind 4th place, but United have been winning a lot since Garrett came in. All they had to do was get rid of Emery, and you kind of realize, there is a team there. And we have to play them. We have to play them at home coming up. That's going to be a really tough one. Yeah, the first half was tough to watch. It seemed like Fulham were finding a lot of joy attacking Jake O'Brien and attacking that right side of our defense. It seemed like they did a lot of those little chip balls over the top. We weren't really watching our runs maybe as well as we could. And yes, they probably should have had a couple more goals if they were a little more clinical, and we didn't have as good of a goalkeeper as we did in Jordan Pickford. That's a very different ball game coming out of that first half. But we weathered the storm as much as we could. Not a lot of service for Tierno Barry throughout the game. It's sometimes for him it's just kind of a struggle to exist on the pitch. He's very isolated up top, and that's just kind of the nature of the game for him, especially away from home. Is we sit a little more deep, especially against a side like Fulham, who are a fantastic passing side. Marco Silva has been playing decent football, but it was tough for him. And then Beto comes on, and it's still tough. And then we didn't score any goals from strikers. It was a lovely goal. And yes, I wanted to especially mention Mikalenko's assist, because we don't get to see him do a lot offensively. And so for him to pull that out of his bag, it's like, wow, okay. Where has that been? And whether that's, oh my gosh, whether that is give me 2 seconds. Oh, it's still going to be whether that is a product of Tyreek George coming on, and there we go. Okay, Tyreek George coming on and providing that space for Mikalenko to be able to operate. Um, Whatever it may be, he pulled out a great assist. It was a great finish from Dewsbury Hall. And then we just are in the ascendancy and we go for the win, which we didn't give ourselves time to do against Brighton.
Mhm.
And I think if we had gotten that goal 10 minutes earlier, we probably could have gone on and won that game as well.
Mhm.
We are a side that fights to the end. I think we've shown that quite a few times this season. There have been outliers and examples, especially at home against a Newcastle, against Tottenham, against Brentford. We still scored in those games. We still endeavored, but at the same time, we found ourselves lacking in defense and lacking in real discipline. So it's been good to watch us play this way away from home. And now that form has to. I mean, we got Bournemouth tomorrow. That form has to come back home, man. I mean, I know we're talking about Fulham, but what's it going to take to turn it around at home, man?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's so funny because just for so long we were always the team that didn't win away, and then David Moyes comes back, and now we're the team that only wins away. And if
Yeah.
it's such an Everton turn of fortune. But I mean, I really think if well, now that everybody's back in the squad, seems like it's starting to gel a little bit, just a little bit more every match maybe. I mean, if we beat Bournemouth tomorrow, I'm genuinely starting to believe that there may be a European opportunity for us this season,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and I don't know if you saw the David Moyes interview after the match this weekend. They asked him about Europe, and he immediately started talking about that's another 3 points away from the big R word. Like he's talking
Oh,
about
yeah, of course.
so he's
Yeah.
steering the and everybody was like, "Oh, why is he talking about relegation? That's crazy." But I think this win was the first time all season he's really, despite everything he said, the first time he's really been like, I think we might be able to do this actually.
Yeah.
Like I think we could actually get this done, get Conference League, Europa League, whatever. And now I think he doesn't want to jinx it.
No, it's very true. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of players and he as well have come out and said they want Europe this season. So
Hmm. I think we can do it.
yeah, you got to believe. I mean, I think I've heard that come across in all the Everton content I've consumed
Yeah.
since that win. Right,
Yeah.
it's so much easier to consume these podcasts and to listen to be on like social media in general, especially on Twitter when Everton win. It's a much happier
Yeah.
place. Um, but there is a belief, and I think that stems from the squad as well. I think
Hmm.
maybe really I hope Goodison. I was gonna say Goodison. I hope Bramley Moore is really into it and rocking tomorrow. I mean, we need to be up for it. We need to realize that these players want this. We need to want this as fans. We need to believe we can have it. There needs to be no more questions that like, oh, are we ready for it?
Yeah.
If we get in, we're ready for it.
Yeah.
And I just was telling somebody the other day that like getting into Europe is going to help us hit our player targets in the summer. All right. And this is going to be a big summer. There's going to be a lot coming, a lot of moving parts. We're looking at fullbacks, you're looking at midfield, you're looking at a striker again, probably. So there's going to be money spent, and having something to offer these players beyond just the Premier League is important, incredibly,
Yeah.
especially if we're going to attract Premier League ready or Premier League proven talent. You want somebody to move even from like a West Ham over one of your rivals. You want somebody to move from a Bournemouth. You want somebody to move from Crystal Palace. You need to say, look, we've already finished ahead of them. This is our project. You can buy into this. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's we got to establish that foothold, and it starts tomorrow against Bournemouth. But was there a certain player that you felt stood out against Fulham?
I mean, it's not a very exciting inch. I think Dewsbury Hall is just so good. I mean, he's genuinely he missed a bit of time there, but
Yeah,
he's come right back in there. I think he's one of the best midfielders Everton's had in years. I
yeah.
mean, on the ball he's excellent. Off the ball he's excellent. He can
Yep.
score. He can drop a ball in pretty much anywhere on the pitch. He's amazing. He just
Yep.
runs the game.
He can turn it on too in an
Hmm.
instant. Like he's his decision making, I think, really sets him apart. He's almost always making the right decision with the pass,
Right.
holding on to the ball, whether to recycle possession. His runs are very intelligent. Like it's again, he's a certain level of midfielder we haven't had for a very long time. And
Yes.
I think I saw a small report about City being interested in him,
Yep.
but yeah,
Yep.
I don't. I mean, for the price of 40 million, I'd be like, sorry, man. You talk about 50, 60, and then we
Yeah.
can.
Kick rocks at 40.
Yeah, and he seems like he's really enjoying his time here. I think he's finding that he's starting it week in, week out. He's playing the positions that he wants to play in, and in a way, the style of play that he enjoys playing in, where he gets to throw himself around a lot and create, and but also defend. He's very much like a box to box midfielder when you really think about his style of play.
Yep.
I'd be really surprised if he decided to move on. You know, the same way I'd be surprised if Grealish didn't sign for us in the summer. I think I'm kind of coming across quite a bit, especially with the way he talks about the club, his
Mm-hmm.
maturity. You want to have these guys that have won and been a part of winning teams. So,
Yes. Yes.
um, but yeah, long story short, yeah, Kieran Dewsbury Hall's my man of the match too. Um, he turned it on. He scored. He created. You know, I think Jake O'Brien played fairly well. Michael Keane had a good game. James Tarkowski did not have a good game. Um, it is what it is. You know,
No. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's the reason we play 3 to 4 center backs every game, or end up playing four, as in Branthwaite coming in from Makalenko, is because you're trying to just shore up as much as possible, get the biggest bodies you can back there, and get the guys that aren't going to make mistakes on the pitch. You know, and
Yeah, look, let me ask you this. I saw something today that really surprised me because I think we've kept 9 or 10 clean sheets this campaign. It's like fourth or fifth in the league, but we're down in like 17th for expected goals
yep,
conceded. And it's surprising to see, but when you start thinking about like the flow of matches, I mean that Fulham game, we could have conceded 3, 4, 5. Jordan Pickford, excellent, obviously, but I
hmm
mean, I guess my question for you is, I think that seeps into the home form. I think the touch of instability back there. I think that we concede and our heads kind of fall off a little bit more
yep.
often, especially at home for whatever reason. It seems like we're more resilient away, and so I think I'm asking you is for tomorrow. Do you consider maybe changing that back line around and putting Patterson back in and then sticking O'Brien and Branthwaite in the middle? Patterson, Miko on the
hmm
fullbacks. It's harsh on Michael Keane. It really is. I could see O'Brien out right with Patterson on the bench.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think he drops Tarkovsky though. Is what I wish he would, but I don't think he will.
I think you're good. I think we're bound to see some rotation in that back line. I do think it'll be. I think Branthwaite 100% will start tomorrow at center
Yeah,
back,
I
uh,
agree.
and I think it will be for Michael Keane,
Yeah, yeah,
because that's just the way that David Moyes. Tarkovsky is our captain, so he's going to start, and Michael
yeah.
Keane is the other center back. So that's what's going to happen. Mikalik will start. I really want to believe that he would start Nathan Patterson, because I think it's what we need at home is just an actual attacking fullback, the overlap. I think with the capability and the possibility of Tyreek George starting on the left, you can move Njai to the right, and now you have Njai and Patterson to who are he's going to overlap Njai, and Njai can find him, and now that brings the two players that always man mark Njai
Mm,
into having another player to have to deal with, and that gives him the space to create. I mean, I'd love
right.
to see it. I don't know if David Moyes will do that, because he seems to be just a little bit still apprehensive about Nathan Patterson, and also just not starting Jake O'Brien.
Hmm.
Uh I hope he does. I hope he starts Patterson. I hope he moves us around a little bit. Branthwaite deserves to start at center back, and he's still our best center back. And Jake O'Brien is not far behind him in second, and you know that's the two guys you want to see at center back. But right now, Tarkovsky's club captain.
Yeah, and I mean it's a big moment for him to show some trust in the squad. I mean Bournemouth's 5 unbeaten too, and I mean
Exactly.
it's
Yep.
3 points behind us in the European race. It's a
Mhm.
big moment in our season, honestly.
Exactly.
It's very
100%.
quietly, huge moment.
hmm And that's
Hmm.
why I hope Bradley Moore's up for it tomorrow.
Yes,
Honestly,
yes.
like we have to recognize the moment, and this is like me banging a drum, right? And
Hmm.
for the however many people listening, like I'm gonna bang this drum, but we have to be up for it tomorrow.
Hmm.
Bramley Moore needs to grow. I'm gonna tell my friends that I talk to, like, to be up for it, like get going, like get out there and support this club, and like there has to be a moment for this stadium and a moment for this team to take that next step in
Right.
maturity and take that next step as a team. You've got the players you've wanted back healthy. Kieran Dewsbury Hall is back. Jared Branthwaite is back. Patterson has been worked into the team. James Garner has developed so much. You have Tyreek George in as a wild card. Tiernan O'Barry, even though he didn't score and didn't play great, is still a player that can score and has ability and wants to work hard and wants this. You have Iliman Ajay, who hasn't found his feet yet since he came back from AFCON, but is the kind of guy who can turn it on to score a couple goals in a game and then has a hot streak for 5 or 6 games. It's this team has the bones of a team that can really go into Europe and go far. And this is a foundation that David Moyes is laying down. This is a foundation that we as fans are laying down as well in this new stadium and this new era of Everton. So it has to come with belief. It has to come with confidence. It has to come with a reliance on ourselves to do better. And that is from fans to players to management to ownership. We all, have to realize that we're in this together, but we also have our own part to play. We are individuals who make up a whole, and that's my rallying cry, man. Like we everything's there in front of us, and after Bournemouth, we have United, and then who's after that? There's another, is that Burnley?
Chelsea?
Is it? No, it's not Chelsea. No, not yet. Dang it. I should know this. Guys, I wasn't prepared. I was totally prepared for today, I promise. Cue the elevator music.
Newcastle away,
which is another winnable game. So look, so this is our chance to establish the home form, right? Beat Bournemouth, beat United, I think even a draw with United in the form they're in right now. If they go on and win again, is something we can look at and say, okay, we'll take that right now. Where these two teams are, we'll take that. It's a good game, but you'd want to go on and win, right? You want to establish that. Do it. You do the double of United. Fantastic. And then, yes, a game against Newcastle away, another European rival. I mean, we talked about this before after, was it Wolves? I think, whatever. We talk our next 5 were these all teams we're going up against in Europe, draw against Brighton, beat Fulham. Let's go in against Bournemouth. Let's make it 7 points from 9 and let's move forward. Like you said, this is a huge moment in our season. Snuck up on us for sure.
Yeah, and we get United at a good time, honestly. I know they're blazing right now, but we get 1 weekend break before we have to play them. Maybe they settle back down a little bit.
Yep, that was international break, isn't it? Or is it FA Cup? Is it a cup break?
Might be a cup break. I'm honestly not sure though.
Yeah. Well, moving on from Fulham, and still talking about Fulham, Tyreek George came on 25 minutes of a cameo on his debut. I thought he looked really good. I thought he looked confident. He did. I don't think he did a lot without doing a lot. But he was a guy who just looked like he was going to make defenders think twice about how they were going to defend him, whether they're going to mark him tight, whether they were going to give him the space. He looked like he had a lot to his game that, none of us would know because we don't watch Chelsea and wouldn't watch him play, but I think it's exciting to see. No,
yeah, he looked dynamic. I think it was a lot of what I've been wanting to see from Tyler Dibbling in his minutes. It was a lot of the effort, but without so much of the forcefulness that maybe Tyler Dibbling plays with a little bit of a how do you say, maybe a little bit of a crassness to his game. It just feels like it's very unpolished. It feels like he's always forcing it just a little bit, maybe. And Tyreek George came on and he fit right into that team. It felt like he wasn't trying too hard. It felt like he felt natural in that setup, and I think it helped Mikalenko come out a little bit. Yeah. And I don't think it's a coincidence that he gets that assist when he's on the pitch. Of course, it's not Tyreek George getting the assist or whatever, but surely it helps Mikalenko to have a guy like that on the wing with him. And Harrison Armstrong played, I thought, better, but it's different. It's different, and I would like to see Tyreek George start on Tuesday. I think it's a strong 25 minutes for a 20-year-old kid making his debut.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I see what you're saying about Tyler Dibbling, and I think it might even be a little bit of imposter syndrome with Tyler Dibbling of maybe what he feels like he's still questioning whether or not he belongs at Everton and whether or not he fits in, whether or not. And I think when he moved from Southampton, because he had moved from Southampton to Chelsea, I believe, and then went back to Southampton as a young teenager, and didn't really didn't really do a lot at Chelsea because he couldn't come out of his shell. And so now he's moved down from Southampton to Everton, and it's kind of the same thing. It's like, well, do I really fit in here? Where is my comfort level with this team? You just got to hope that the penny drops for him, because it does look like he's just trying. He's overthinking and trying too hard instead of just playing his natural game. I don't know. What do you think about what David Moyes said about Tyler Dibbling to the press?
I thought it was an interesting one. I mean, I first heard it and I thought that it was particularly harsh, and I found myself in the minority amongst people I talked to about it. I was like, oh, David Moyes is just trying to give him a little kick up the butt and
Yeah,
publicly. And I kind of just disagree. It didn't feel like that to me. It felt weird, and the timing felt weird, and it felt like he was saying, I'm on my way out with you. I really need you to show me something. And it hasn't been that long. And then to top it off, he doesn't play him a
yeah,
single
didn't play him
minute
at all.
against Fulham, which was really, really bizarre to me. So
Mm.
I don't know. I just don't. I understand the old fashioned, man management. I'm going to go out and I'm going to tell everyone what I need from you. And then I'm going to expect you to show up in training the next week and you're going to give it to me and I'm going to play you, right?
Yeah,
This, I mean, it's been happening for decades. I think for this specific player in this specific moment, it was weird timing. It felt a little bit bizarre and it's probably. I don't want to say it's not, the right way to handle it, but it's already feels like it's becoming a little bit of a delicate situation. And I think when you fan the fire like that and then don't play him, you're putting more pressure on him when it feels like he needs less.
sure. Yeah. I think one thing that you can maybe give David Moyes credit for is that this is probably the same message that he gives the player in private and in training sessions.
Sure,
This is
sure.
like, I need to see more from you.
Hmm.
And so he has not gone out to the press and said, "Oh, Tyler is doing well in training and he'll get his chance." Right?
Sure.
He's telling Tyler like in training, like you need to step up. So he's laying down the glove for Tyler Dibbling, obviously. And I think again he referenced Tyreek George in that as a opportunity to say, look, like Tyreek's going to get minutes. We brought him in to get minutes the same way we brought you in to get minutes. And what Tyreek shows us should be an example. You guys are of similar age, similar positions. What Tyreek is going to show you, or could show us, should be what you can show us. A level of effort, a level of confidence, a level of belief in yourself that you can play there. I'm not totally against David Moyes going to the press and speaking his truth about his players. I don't think it was particularly nasty, but I do think it was David Moyes saying, "Look, like you need to take your chance. You are like, yes, he didn't get on against Fulham. I mean, I know that seems weird and with the context of the press conference, but I didn't really think twice about it in all honesty because I didn't think with the
Hmm.
way the game was that he needed to come on. Um,
Yeah.
so I mean, he could have come on for Harrison Armstrong and gone to the right. I thought Element of Die played fairly well when he was playing down the left because he started on the right. But
Hmm.
I just think from what Tyler Dibbling has shown us that he needs to step up and he needs to find that belief that he belongs, that he can push somebody like Element of Die out of the team or keep somebody like Harrison Armstrong from playing out of position so that he can get in the team and get his minutes and move on with his career. That
Yeah.
that's on Harris. I don't blame David Moyes for going to the press because we did spend a good amount of money on him, and I'm sure that comes back on Moyes as much as it comes back on the scouting department and the people who signed off on the checks. Even it's a good amount of money for a player that you want to see more from, that you expect more from, and I hope he has a part to play this season still. I hope that he finds that confidence. I hope that he finds a way to add to the rotation of players and. It's going to be up to him. It's going to be up to Tyler Dibbling to want to do that. We as fans will back him. The manager, I'm sure, even though he goes to the press and says that I'm sure he backs him, it's just going to be
Oh
about
yeah.
him backing himself. And I think that might be the issue because he just looks like he plays within himself whenever he's on the pitch right now. It looks like he's just not. He's like he knows what he wants to do, but he doesn't know how to do it, or he doesn't know what to do. But it's just, he just doesn't look like he's really got a plan when he goes out there. And there's been moments where he's showed some skills, but it's going to be Tyler stepping up and finding that. So
I mean, look, and I think you make a great point too about he's been playing within himself and maybe he just doesn't have that confidence because I mean if you could I mean a straight comparison to Tyreek George just from a career perspective. I mean Tyler Dibbling comes to Everton on what is a pretty sizable money move. And I
30
mean,
million.
what was he doing at Southampton last year besides losing every week, right? And so this is an 18, 19-year-old kid that's playing almost every game, losing almost every time he's on the pitch. And then
Yeah.
you compare it to Tyreek George. I mean, what's he doing? He's making 45-minute appearances for Chelsea, scoring for fun in the Champions League, getting braces in cup games just for the hell of it because they have 40
Mhm.
wingers they can play.
Correct.
And I mean, he comes to Everton on loan with an option to buy, absolutely zero pressure on him. He's enjoying his football. He has fun at Chelsea. He plays in the Champions League. He has great players all around him. Tyler Dibbling, no, he comes
Mhm.
a horrible Southampton team that never won. That I'm sure the vibes were just miserable at all
But
the
it was
time.
a Southampton team that was also home to him. It was
Yes,
he was able to be comfortable in those losses because the expectation to win wasn't quite there.
right, and yeah, he came up to their academy, and it's like you were saying about him going to Chelsea and just not hacking it. I'm sure that is he sees him. I feel like he almost has to see himself in Tyreek George. And if you're Tyler Dibbling, this use it as fire, man. This is
Yeah.
a guy that's at Chelsea, the place that you wanted to be, the place you were, and it
Hmm.
just didn't quite work out. And you're still young. Let's go, man. Like,
Yeah.
come on, let's get after it. And I think
We.
he
Yeah.
will. I really still think he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really do. But I
It's
think you
gonna be.
make a great point.
He needs to talk to like Dwight McNeil's psychologist or something. I don't know. Regardless, it's big for Tyler to take his chances when they come because they will come. Um,
Hmm.
and I just, I think he's going to have the backing of all of us the same way just about every single Everton player who isn't Neil Maupay, whatever, is going to have the backing from all of us. It's just
Yeah.
really important for us to back this team after what we've been through with the relegation fights for years and the wilderness of mid-table. Now we're in this chance of fighting for
Hmm.
Europe, and we have the players of quality to fight for Europe and build. I mean, it's going to be on him to
Yeah.
step into that team and find his place in that team.
Yeah.
Um, and again, he has all our backing. He has it. We're there. We want to see him succeed. I want to see Tyler. I want to see every player that plays for Everton succeed. I want to see Tyler Dibbling succeed. I need, and he needs to want to see himself succeed at Everton in his career, and then to move on. Whatever happens next, but to come out and be a part of this. So,
Hmm.
um,
Yeah.
so yeah, that is it for Tyler Dibbling, and now we're gonna move on to tomorrow's game. Big old game, and we've already talked a little bit about it. But the facts: Everton are in 8th place on 37 points. Bournemouth are in 11th place on 34 points. Both teams are undefeated in the last 5. Um, and Bournemouth last result was 1-1 against Villa. I actually just watched that game. Um, they were very good. I mean, Villa have kind of gone a little stagnant. I think that was always going to happen.
Hmm.
But Bournemouth had the impetus. They probably could have won it in the second half as well, and they didn't. And it's going to be an interesting game tomorrow for sure.
Yeah.
Um, Go ahead, say it. Say it. Oh,
Well,
I thought you had something to say, bro. Sorry.
oh no, no,
No,
no. I was like, what am I saying? What am I saying? Please
no, it's
fill
cool.
me in. Fill me in.
Yeah. So we're gonna see. I mean, we haven't won at home since Forest, 3-0 against Forest. So, and in that time we lost to Brentford, lost to Sunderland in the FA Cup. So it's going to be really important for us, as we've already said, to find that home form tomorrow. And whether that's team rotation, I think one of the issues that we've had at home is that we just play slow.
Yeah.
I think I've said it before multiple times, but when the impetus, when the fire is on us and under our butts to get going and get the game moving and get the crowd in the game, we're kind of like, oh, what do we do? Who do we go to? And a lot of that has been because we've been out without players like Kieran Dewsbury Hall, who really makes us tick and makes a lot of those runs in midfield that drag other opposition players out of position. It's
Hmm.
not having Njai and Grealish on the pitch at the same time. It's where it's not having fullbacks who can really support and take the double team off of Grealish and Njai. Um,
Right.
but it's just gonna be there's got to be a different way to do it. Whether that's Patterson starting. and this Tyreek George starting and giving Mikalenko more freedom going forward. I think it'd be really nice not to see Mikalenko playing in that inside left role. Just let him play out wide and do what he does, put in crosses or take something around a defender like he did.
Yeah. Yeah. Bournemouth, interesting one. I thought when they sold Semenyo, they were really going to start struggling, and they haven't. And Tyler Adams hasn't played since the 15th of December, and Marcus Taverniers had missed time. There's two really big players for them, too. I don't know if you're familiar with this kid, this French, number 10 that they've been playing. Yes.
Yeah. He's good.
This guy's good. This guy's good.
Yeah.
19 years old. He's started 11 games, has 8 goals in 846 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So not bad. And I like Evan Nilsson, too. He's tidy.
He's a good striker. He uses his body well. I don't think he's the best finisher.
No.
But he's just again like the way they're going to come at us is with Adley, with Krupi, with Alex Scott, and with Evan Nielsen. And they're going to try to hit us on the break. They're going to try to use their pace and try to find those spaces behind our fullbacks, to hit us on the break. And it's going to be a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's just I don't think we've done it at home for a while, but it's going to be so important for us to score first. If we score first and force Bournemouth to have to step that game up and change your game plan, we're going to win that game 3-0, 4-0. But that's got to be our game plan at home for the rest of the season. Score in the first 15 minutes. Get that first goal. Get the crowd going. Get everybody going, and let's go on and win games. We can do it, man. We can freaking do this. We can freaking do this, man. We can beat Bournemouth tomorrow. We can beat United in 2 weeks. We can win every game the rest of the season and then finish third. It's fine.
Yeah, man. I mean, we haven't won a home game since December 6th, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we haven't been losing home matches recently, but we have not been winning them.
Yeah, it's true.
And I told you probably 2 months ago now that, and I think it was right before that Forest game, that I was already marginally concerned about our home form, and I haven't felt any better about it recently. And I think it's like you said, I think we just, for the last several years, we've had a really hard time when we are the one that has to control the action, that has to take the impetus, that has to put phases of play together on the other team's half of the pitch. I think that's just not where we are best. I think we like to sit back. I think we like to counter still. I think we like to play balls over the top, get wingers in space.
We don't like possession,
No, we don't like possession. And I think that's just something that we're just going to have to get comfortable being uncomfortable with. And because it's like you said, starting tomorrow, these are all really big games, and we should beat Bournemouth at home. And honestly, there's no reason we can't beat United at home.
Yep.
Just because they've won 4 games under an interim
we
manager.
traditionally do is beat United at home. Honestly,
yes.
That's a result we've come not to expect, but to believe we can get.
Yes, and I mean Bournemouth. I don't know if it's just me or not, but I've always felt like Bournemouth's a weird bogey team for us. But
yep, 100%. Well, we haven't beat them in the Premier League since they came back up until this year.
Yeah, this is a match that I want and expect us to win, and I think that if we don't make mistakes, if we keep it clean in possession, there will be opportunities. I think that Barry's going to score a goal.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you got a prediction? What you got?
I mean, I'm thinking like 3-1. I think it's going to be. Oh, there you go.
What the hell?
No, I think we play one of our best games of the season tomorrow. I'm gonna very confidently say we play one of our best of the season tomorrow, and a lot of people really start believing that we are on the hunt for something special this year.
I hope so. Yeah, I have to stick by. I mean, we have to score that first goal. We have to have a game plan. I think one of the things about us not having the best time having possession is because we also don't have a lot of players who are really confident in possession, especially in defense, right? And like Jake O'Brien being played out on the right, that's a tough place for him to be in possession. He doesn't know how to hug that touchline. He didn't have the pace to beat or the trickery to beat people. Getting him in the sitter gives him the space to operate in. Mikalenko has never been the best on the ball. And people like somebody like, even though Ganagay has been out, we haven't talked about Gonagay at all this show, and I don't want to heap on him. He's not the best on the ball. We know that, but it's is there room for him to be out of the team and have a Armstrong, Dewsbury Hall, Garner midfield? I mean, you tell me. What do you think?
I stand by what I told you the last time we convened here. I think he should have been dropped for the Fulham game. I would have started Irbunam probably. But I mean, like you said, Garner, Armstrong, Dewsbury Hall midfield, I'm not mad about either. I don't think you can drop Garner or Dewsbury Hall at this point. I think
Yeah.
they're every week players now. So I mean, it's pretty much just what you want to do. And now that we have a winger in that third spot, and Armstrong doesn't necessarily have to play out there, he
Correct.
can play in the middle. We have Irbunam that can play in the middle. Marlon Rolls still figures a part, I would say. I mean, and he's gone. He's gone, and he's back.
You set my camera. You're good. Just chill, man. Yeah, and we haven't even talked about Merlin Roll in weeks. Honestly, the guy, he's become the forgotten man.
Yeah.
This
I don't know
kind of,
what's the Marlon Roll thing. He just appears and reappears, disappears.
Yeah, I mean, he's a wizard. Come on.
Yes, yes.
Lame joke. All right. Speaking of wizards, totally off topic. I'm interviewing for a job at the Renaissance Festival.
Nice.
I'm a big Renfest nerd, guys.
Yeah, Renfest is awesome, dude.
Huge. I'm actually considering buying a lute and learning to play. I already play guitar, so
that's awesome.
Yeah, but that's beside the point. Sorry, we were talking about wizards, and I got excited.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of players. The depth of this squad has grown a lot with Branthwaite and Dewsbury Hall, and Njai and Ghana obviously back. It's just given us the opportunity to have better players on the pitch and better players in the team and more confidence. Okay, we can do these things now. We're down 1-0 to Fulham, but we believe that we can get back in the game. We know we can get back in the game with the guys we have on the pitch right now. So, yeah, I mean, I would love, I don't know, Garner, Armstrong, Dewsbury Hall. Who plays at the 10? Armstrong? Dewsbury Hall?
I put Dewsbury Hall probably.
Dewsbury Hall at 10, yeah. It's because of what I think is going to happen is I think Armstrong is going to get dropped, and I think it'll be Tyreek George who starts with Njai, Dewsbury Hall, Ghana, and Garner.
Yeah,
it stinks, but I just think that's what's going to happen. I hope that doesn't become the pervading theme for the rest of the season. Armstrong just doesn't get minutes and gets cameo appearances and doesn't start as often. Because I think he's proved that he's good enough. I think honestly he played really well in that first half against Fulham. I thought he played really like he was buying fouls. He was working hard. I think you see the makings of a midfielder there who's playing on the left wing and just trying his hardest. I think he deserves to start. I think he deserves to play in his preferred position in central midfield. I just don't think David Moyes is ready to rotate Gonagay out of the team yet. Maybe it's a short amount of time between games, so there's going to be rotation, but it's got to happen. It's got to happen eventually, man. You have to realize that the future is now, David.
No, I mean, and it just is too. I mean, with what it's just 3 days between games. If you ever want an excuse to try something new, sit 36-year-old Drissa Gay on the bench for 70 minutes and let's see what happens with
something new.
The 3 spicy whites in midfield. I mean,
what?
I mean, let's go make something happen, dude.
Spicy whites, bro. You gotta get like a
Midwestern Ohio middle school soccer team, dude.
Oh man, I thought you were gonna say Midwestern emo band, but that's okay.
No, but in all seriousness, I think we should drop him and play a midfield that can control the ball and link the play a little better. If we want to take the game to Bournemouth, I just don't think Idrissa Gueye does that anymore. And you can make an argument on whether he really ever did play that kind of role.
I mean, last season was probably his best season for us in all the time that he spent with us in terms of his consistency of performance and his ability on the ball had seemed to grow. He scored some good goals, what was creative in ways that we hadn't really seen him be before. And it's just been a physical drop off for him this season that you can't ignore. You can't ignore. You can still see the technical ability. You can still see the mental ability in defense to position himself, but you can't ignore drop offs. You have to know that there's a time. Maybe David Moyes doesn't feel it's now. And you just said, it's funny, you just said he's got to, if there's ever an opportunity for him to experiment, it's a game after 3 days. I think David Moyes is like, this is the worst time to experiment ever. we have to win this. Get to 40 points.
Yeah.
We're safe, and then we can talk about Europe. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like you said, the physical drop off is hard to ignore, and it's, not like last year or the years prior where you could ignore the, kind of average passing and the less of an impact going forward. And now it's just more noticeable because the things he does well, he doesn't do as well. I don't know. I liked the midfield more when he wasn't in it before he came back on it, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I think we had some really good midfield performances, even though we weren't winning that much. I think we played well in midfield, and the biggest issue was that we weren't creating. We didn't have Njai. So
and now we have Njai and Tyreek George up top, and Barry scoring goals. And honestly, I mean, it's not. I love Idrissa Gueye. He's one of my favorite Everton players of all time. But if I'm picking midfielders right now, I mean, he's behind Armstrong and Irabunum, I think, for third choice for me. But I don't make the money. I don't make the decisions.
Eric Boonham yet. Eric Boonham blows so hot and cold sometimes, man. It's sometimes he'll come on and look like this driving force, and the other time I think it's just the role he gets asked to play sometimes is whether or not he can be really aggressive and push, or if he's asked to sit and be patient.
Yeah.
Well, so you said 3-1 for tomorrow, eh?
I did.
I'm gonna say 2-0.
Okay.
I think we're going to play well. I think we're going to get the first goal and put the pressure on. I think that if we play as well as we could, and this is a real statement game, I think it could be a 3-0, 4-0 sort of game, because I think we are a team on the ascendancy with the players coming back into the squad, with the confidence that this team is starting to play with again. So I think 2-0 is what I'm going to say, but my head says it could be a 4-0 sort of game, a game where we've been waiting for at Goodison for a while against a decent team, rather than a last minute win against Palace or a good win against Forest. Is a good, complete home performance is what I want to see tomorrow.
Feels like the moment we all decide whether we're going to take this seriously or not.
Yeah, I agree completely. All right. So we have some questions to answer, and we'll get right to it. We've already talked a lot about some of these questions, but we can just voice our opinions here. First and foremost, should we try playing Tyler Dibbling in the 10? Didn't he played in like midfield for Southampton, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's an opportunity. It's something to talk about. I think we still have to look at Tyler Dibbling as the player who is low on confidence and maybe not following instruction to the best of his ability in terms of his defensive responsibilities. Those are lessened when he plays on the wing, and if he plays in the 10, with the way we ask our 10s to play still, I think that'd be tough for him. I don't think he has the work rate. I don't think he has the gamesmanship to play as a 10 in this Everton team right now, where it's not we have a lot of possession and he gets chances to create and do stuff. So maybe in a future where Tyler Dibbling has gained his confidence and established himself in this team, yes.
Yeah.
Probably not right now.
Yeah, no, I agree. If this was, like a FIFA career mode save, then I'd be playing him in the 10. But it just feels like he's probably. I mean, I think that's his strongest position, to be perfectly honest with you. But it feels like he's probably one of those luxury 10s that he needs the flat 2 behind him that's really going to soak up the pressure for him, and then he's kind of free to just float around, kind of like James was for the year he played for. He's just free to kind of sit and float around, score some goals, ping balls in. But I think Harrison Armstrong, Dewsbury Hall, honestly, even James Garner probably play that role in our team right now better than he would. So right now, no. In the future, hopefully, yes. Because if not, something's gone wrong.
Yeah, exactly. I agree completely. Yeah. Next question. Is O'Brien and Branthwaite the future center back partnership? Yes. Let me just move on from that. Yes, obviously. They are like they I cannot wait to see them play together. I really you can't just sit
with real fullbacks.
Yes, with real fullbacks. I mean, look, man, we need to sign Drew from West Ham, bro. I'm just saying we need to sign that guy. He has to be the one. For me, there's nobody else. He is Premier League proven, ready, playing in a team that just might go down. I mean, yes, there's going to be other teams looking at him, but we can say, hey, man, you're going to play every week. You're going to play every week. Come on.
I'd kill for it.
And you already have 2 other Senegalese teammates here in Iliman Ndiaye and Gana Gueye. I just think it's to me, it's a no-brainer. And I'm I'm going to take the fact that we haven't heard anything about his name with us as a good sign that we are keeping our cards close to our chest because we got him bad.
Oh, dude, Juve and Norton Cuffy on both sides of the. Oh my gosh.
I don't know Norton Cuffy that well. But I've seen.
Oh,
Juve.
he's so good. I want Norton Cuffy so bad. Oh my gosh, I'm all in.
Brian and Branthwaite, right?
Yeah, I know we are. I'm dreaming.
You're dreaming. You're thinking about next year already. We got to get Europe this season, buddy.
I'm saying.
Yep. So next question. Mikalenko's contract is up in the summer with an option to extend to 2027. Should we extend? And if we do we sign another more progressive left back in the summer? I think it depends on if we get Europe.
I didn't realize his contract was up in the summer.
No, actually, talk about it at all. Yeah, no team has really looked at him either.
No, if we get Europe, then I think we keep him for sure.
Yeah, I think you have to. I think it's
a rotational piece.
Same thing with like Michael Keane last season.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing. He's a guy who knows the team, knows the club, is still at a decent. He's 27, 28 years old. He's still, if you give him a 3-year contract, it's not like he's going to fall off a cliff unless he has some horrible injury luck. So you have a
no. I mean, yeah. I think as much as we talk crap about Michael, I think that kind of feels like a no-brainer especially if he's not the starter every week.
Correct. Yeah,
because you're right.
Start to rotate him out and change the way we play, and if we have more games in Europe and we start to take up competition seriously because we have just a bigger team, then I mean, yeah, you have to keep a guy like that around. It's the same with Michael Keane. As much as we might malign him and talk about his mistakes, he's still a guy who gets in the team every week, regardless of whether there's nobody else to challenge him or not. So.
And look, Michael Keane extension year has been his best year at Everton. Mikalenko extension year. Mikalenko extension year next year. Watch out. Oh
my God. 10 assist season for Mikalenko, bro. He's going to lead us to our first European trophy since 80s. All right. And then the last question. Interesting one. Europa or Conference League? I should say Europa, not Europe, but whatever.
Oh, well, I hate the Conference League, so I'd rather be in the Europa League. But...
You don't want to play in the Conference League. I want to go to Latvia and Estonia and Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan and Turkey and Israel and Serbia and Croatia and Romania. I want to go to Romania. I actually really want to go to Romania. If we were to like draw like Bucharest or something, get me there. I'm going.
I mean, Everton in any European competition, you won't hear me complain at all. I don't like the Conference League as a concept, but dude, if we're in the Conference League, you best believe I'm watching every game.
David
and
Moyes
I'm living.
He's already won it. So
yeah, I'm dying for it every game if we're there. Whatever. Just get me there.
I mean, Europa League is great. I've never been that big of a fan of the Europa League. It's all kind of little humglum. The Conference League just sounds cool, man. Like the Conference League. Like we're going to all the moodiest places in Eastern Europe, buddy.
I do have a sour taste in my mouth from the last Europa League campaign. So.
Oh, that was awful. We were awful.
Apollon Limassol. Yeah.
We were just getting our butts kicked every week. Freaking Atalanta. That was Atalanta right when they were starting to get really good.
Yep.
And then who else? And then was Lyon, Marseille was a French team.
I think it was Lyon.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah. And they also kicked our butts all the time. So.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. That was what Ronald Koeman, wasn't it? Oh,
it was.
And then he got sacked. And then who was it? Was that Allardyce?
Allardyce.
Oh my gosh! Wow. That was 10 years ago. Time
flies, dude.
I have a picture with Sam Allardyce.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I need to pull that out, actually. So here's the story, and we'll end on this. I was traveling. So the Premier League had done a contest. There was like the Premier League USA done a contest for Everton fans to enter and be like, tell us why you want to go to an Everton match. And you'll get to go. And it's like in like 15 words or less. So I had a picture of me and my little brother, who's also an Everton fan, watching a game, sitting on our couch, like in our jerseys, right? And so I was like, I've always wanted to take my little brother to see a game at Goodison. And I won.
Wait, that's sick.
Yeah, so we were traveling to Mexico City for my little sister's quinceañera. It's her 15th birthday. And hold up, we have a comment. Oh, from Illinois. Hey, Brando.
Hey, Brando.
Big dog. Is that Jacksonville? Who is that?
Hey, go Titans! But I love the up the Toffees.
Hey, up the Toffees, big guy.
The Toffees, big man.
Big man. Big man Brendan. All right. All right. So we were traveling to Mexico City. We're in the airport, and I get the first email that's like, "Hi, Forrest. Your story is so cool." Basically, it was like you're in the top three, and we will let you know shortly who's won. And then an hour later, but we're flying from like Richmond or DC. We fly to Querétaro, which is northern Mexico, and our connecting flight to Mexico City. We get there, and I'm like, I don't want to check my email so bad, so I check it, and they're like, "Hey, you won!" And I was like, I was traveling with my family, like, "Mom, I just won that contest." She's like, "What do you mean you won? You didn't win." And I showed her, and she's like, "What?"
That's
Uh,
cool.
so we won. So they literally flew me from Mexico City. They wanted to fly me from America, right? That was the original plan. They flew me on a really nice British Airways flight from Mexico City to Heathrow. And here's
Nice.
the thing. My mom wouldn't let my brother go. Uh, he was young at the time. He was like 10, 11 years old. She just
Their
didn't want to.
their faces when you showed up without him.
Well, I told him no. Here's the thing. I told him like, hey, he can't go. Do you still want this? Like, do you want to give this to somebody else? They're like, no, we've already decided on you. So, we'll still let you go. So I still went by myself. I mean, it was crazy. They did private car from London to Liverpool, stayed in a very nice
Wow.
hotel on the docks called the Malmaison, which probably would
Yeah.
have a great view of the stadium right now if you were to
Yeah.
stay in it. Um, yeah, I got to go to Finch Farm. I sat in the press box for the game Everton versus Man City. We lost 3-1. Um, I sat behind the NBC commentators, so
That's cool.
I don't remember who it was that was talking. I don't think it was Arlo White. It was somebody. But right after the halftime, because we were off the first half, I think City were up 2-0. Right after
Yeah.
halftime, he takes off his headphones and he says, "Well, that was fucking dreadful." Like first thing he says. I just you got to think about these commentators outside, like when they mute their mics or take their headsets off, and outside of it, like they're still human beings, like.
When
So
was this game?
this was 2016, 2017. This is an Allardyce game because this is why I have a picture of Sam Allardyce because they took me down. I met the whole team. I went to Fitch Farm, met the whole team. I have a jersey signed by the whole team. I met Tom Davis a few times. He's very nice. Took the most time to talk to me. Um, and then yes, and then after the game, I was in like the press bullpen,
Mm.
like not like the press room. I did go to the press room as well, but I was in the press bullpen, like outside of the changing rooms where they do like the after game interviews. So I was right next to Pep Guardiola for like 5 minutes, bro. I was like all those City players walking through. This is when they still had like Yaya. I think they still had like Yaya Toure. David Silva was still playing there. It was quite the experience. And then yes, I got in a picture with Sam Allardyce and somebody said like make sure you smile. I said okay, yeah, like no problem, I'm not gonna be a dick about this. Do you know how much food was in that manager room, bro?
An unbelievable amount,
there was
I'm
there was, there
sure.
was a buffet in there, bro. There was a lot of food in that manager room, man. I mean, I don't know, like
Christ.
he did, there's no way he ate most of that, but there was a lot of food and they were drinking red wine. Very interesting. Well, Sam was. I don't think Pep ever showed up in there, but Allardyce is in there like, oh, let me get some food and have some red wine. He was enjoying himself for sure.
Lord.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Man, that was a really great trip. We can talk about that more another day. We're gonna go now. Thank you guys. Good night. No. Yeah. There was more. I met Duncan Ferguson. I met Sammy Lee when he coached for Everton. I got to see like the
Mm.
first team training area, which is really cool. I
Yeah.
ate in the cafeteria at Finch Farm. Um, I sat with a bunch of the coaching staff, Francis Jeffers and others.
That's
Um,
cool.
yeah, it was a pretty cool experience. Yeah, definitely once in a lifetime experience sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah. So what have you done?
Not much.
Sorry.
Not much.
Yeah.
I'm
So
still trying to get over there.
dude, we got to get you over. We need to go together and do like a
Yeah.
like,
Honestly, yeah.
that would be a good time. Honestly, okay.
Yeah.
We can plan that. Shoot. All right. We'll do that on our own. We're not going to do that over the show, okay? But
Let's plan the itinerary, right?
put a pin in that. Yeah. Somebody's going to be like, "Oh, I'm following these guys."
we're doing off-season videos where we're just
Yeah.
planning trips.
All right. Well,
Uh,
Jacob, do you have anything else for the people? Anything else you want to say?
Nothing for the people for me. Forrest, anything for the people.
I'm going to go make some duck wraps because I just did a 24-hour fast and I'm very hungry. So
Ooh, nice.
I'm very hungry.
Nice. All right, man. Best of luck with that one.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for joining us tonight, whatever you want to call it. And it's been great up the Toffees. Big win tomorrow. Let's keep this European form going, and let's believe. I believe that we will. No, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. No, I get it. Everybody hates it. I'm not like this. Fight and win.
Oh, that's the worst video of all time.
Dude,
It cringes me to my being, to my essence of my core.
It's just the essence of early 2010s American soccer and MLS. You know, it's that World Cup and everything. So, all right, folks, thank you so much for joining us. Good night. We'll be back most likely on Sunday to talk Bournemouth and then enjoy a little bit of break from Everton. But we can't enjoy it if we win because you can't enjoy being away from a team that wins. But thank you so much for joining and good night up the Toffees.